Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. You guys already know what this is since I am only currently reviewing one show, and that is Power Book 4 Force. This is season 1, episode 6. I was mistaken last week. I thought that we were going to be down a week. I thought that last week was a mid-season finale. I think it kind of had the fact that I couldn't find anything on a season 6 upcoming air date for episode 6 was because 50 Cent is doing his annual temper tantrum with stars, trying to get a season 2, which he was able successfully to get stars to sign on to a season 2 of Book 4 Force, which I'm kind of low-key happy about. I mean, I want more. I think I'm not going to give up on this series, on this Powerverse situation until I see what the new showrunners are going to give. And that's what I'm hoping for in the next episode of book 2. I was okay with Raising Kanan. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good season. But what the next season of that gives, as well as this next season of Force, season 2 of Force gives. So I will say, after this episode of Book 4 Force, I'm not really looking forward to Tate's season. I just don't know how they're going to build a viable season around Tate, unless it is the shortest leg of the franchise, right? Like if it's 6 episodes, maybe they can get it done. But 10 episodes for Tate? No. First of all, it's going to be the grimiest season ever. 1, 2, can any of us tolerate Tate at all for 10 episodes? Can you? Y'all tell me. Put it down below. Who's looking forward to Tate? I don't. Anyway. So, yeah. So there's that. Also, I think I should mention, although I've expressed some frustration with how sparse the scenes are, in terms of you got major drug dealers, but they only have 1 or 2 people on their crew. And I think a lot of that is contributed to, we can contribute a lot of that to COVID, right? Because even in this episode, I'm going to point out a couple of scenes that are super, super sparse, that just are shot weirdly, because it seems like they're dealing with kind of like a skeleton crew. I think a lot of that has to do with COVID. A lot of the empty bars and scenes that we see, a lot of that has to do with COVID, although we've seen a couple of club scenes here. But so, I digress. I'm going to attribute those things to COVID, though. And then the other thing I wanted to point out before we get started is that I do think, I've heard someone say that they overwrite for this show. Like they write a lot of episodes or a lot of scenes in, and then they pick and choose, I guess, which scene they're going to shoot or which scene they're going to cut out after it's filmed. And that's why things always kind of look a little disjointed and not connected to us. I'm hoping with the new showrunner that this is alleviated, that we can get a scene beautifully, an episode beautifully written and executed in a cohesive manner. I think that would go a long way to making the show a little bit more palatable and believable to those left and right brain thinkers, right? People who just can watch anything and just kind of shut their brain off. Shout out to you guys. shout out to you guys. It's a gift, right? Like, I acknowledge it because I cannot. But having said that, lastly, I am not going to bemoan, the things of this show. We are still going to point out scabs in our own little creative way, but instead of just giving you nothing but a bowl full of scabs, I'm going to start asking you guys some questions. I want to hear dialogue from you down below as to what you think about things that you saw in this episode. But without further ado, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe as well. Now, without further ado, let's talk about this episode 6. This is who we are. Okay, the episode begins and basically ends with Tommy and Claudia burying a body together, right? So Tommy is kind of onboarding, if you will, new hire orientation, if you will, with Claudia. And he jumps both feet in when they have to bury Mai Tai's body, right? And we see a little hesitation from Claudia. It is difficult to turn off those emotions, especially as a woman. But she's also has not been doing this body thing a long time. She's not like Liliana, although we've not seen Liliana really fire a gun and get, she's taking some blows. She's taking a lot of beat downs, but, she had like a little knife fight scuffle with Tommy, but we haven't really seen her take people out. We've heard about it, but we've not seen her take people out in this episode. So Claudia is feeling some hesitation, and Tommy is once again being this fatherly figure, big brother type figure, in these moments where he's just saying, this is it. This is what we do. This is how we do it. I think this is a good scene because it knits Tommy and Claudia together. Now, sidebar, I don't know. I had this idea that Tommy may be a part of the Flynns or akin to the Flynns in some sort of way. If by episode 7, he and Claudia have not gotten intimate, then I will say definitely we can say for sure that Tommy is akin to the Flynns in some sort of way. He actually may be akin to the Flynn's rival family. We don't know. The family maybe that the Flynns moved along out of the way so that they could take over the Peel game in Chicago. Maybe that was Tommy's old family. We don't know, right? But we've seen them kiss, although it's been kind of benign, kind of innocuous, right? We haven't seen any real intimacy. We've seen chemistry, but not necessarily intimacy. So if we don't see intimacy with Tommy and Claudia by episode 7, in episode 7, I'm going to say it's a possibility that they could be kin people. That's a sidebar. But we get to see Tommy and Claudia in this way, and again it kind of bonds them. It makes them bosom buddies. The person that knows where your bodies are buried, you kind of have to hold close, right? You can't really you can't come out the side of your neck at the person who know where your body's buried, right? Likewise, Tommy's gonna either have to bury his body somewhere else, or Claude's in bed with him and she's gonna know where he likes to bury his bodies, right? So I thought it was a good scene for that purpose alone, right? Let's talk about, we're gonna do these things in clusters. We're gonna talk really quickly about the CBIs. Now, the CBIs and the Flynns both have funerals in their crews, right? We see where the Flynns are burying Simon, and Walter blames Vic and Tommy. Okay, we see where the CBIs are burying Elijah, and Jannard blames Tommy. Period. Everything falls at the feet of Tommy. Okay. We see where Diamond still really likes Tommy. But, you know, he basically was outvoted. You know what I'm saying? He decided to roll with his brother in this situation. And I just don't think that Diamond truly wants to be in the game anymore. That's just my opinion. I just don't see him invested at all. He's coming across real middle class, mainstream, low key, want to be a preacher. I don't know. I don't know about Diamond. I'm not sold on Diamond at all. I've not really seen any real show of force from Diamond at all outside of the paintball party that he and the boys had last week. I don't know. But Diamond definitely likes Tommy. We see where Diamond mentions that the Serbs are gone. You know, the Serbs are gone. They've wiped the Serbs out. Okay. And it's odd, I know, but we digress. But, you know, just in case, Jannard says what we're going to do, 10% of every bag that we get, we're going to put it away just in case the Serbs come back. They keep saying Merkovich is coming back. Merkovich is coming back. Merkovich was shot and killed. Y'all, somebody else may be coming back, but it won't be Merkovich. It will not be, right? Wasn't he shot and killed? I thought so. Anyway, I digress. So they're going to put 10% away, you know, as tax in case they have to meet the Serbs when they return. You know, they'll be ready for that. It's a smart idea. Jannard floats in and out of clever ideas. He's a lot more unclever than he is clever, but we're going to acknowledge his cleverness in this moment. Tommy's out basically, but Jannard's obsession with Tommy is it's never over, right? So Vic, Diamond, and Jannard all got together at the clubhouse and voted Tommy out of the gang, right? Tommy put the gang together, but they decided, we scared. We is scared. We lost one person in each one of our crews and we is scared. But this the game, right? Ain't this the drug game? First of all, Jannard and Diamond are from Chicago. Diamond been in jail. You ought to be used to losing ninjas, right? Vic, you part of the Irish mob. Y'all body people day and night. Like, y'all blow up whole churches and airports and whatnot. I may be stereotyping, but you get what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing here? But that's fine. The fact that they both lost members in their crew, Jannard is especially emotional. They've gotten together and they have voted Tommy out of the club. He is no longer welcome at the clubhouse or the tree house. They're no longer going to trade Pokemon cards with him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is allowed to trade with him anymore. Point blank, period. And we going to buy all the drugs you got. All the cocaine, let's just get that cocaine. Tommy says it's 10 keys. That's fine. Y'all want to kick me out? $38,000 per key. That's $380,000 for 10 keys of cocaine. That he has cut. He and Liliana have cut and spliced and diced. I guess that's what made it 10. Maybe it was 5 before and now it's 10. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they coming up in the game. I just thought 10 keys brought a little bit more than $380,000, but maybe he was cutting them a deal, hoping they're gonna get back together again. So like I said, Tommy's out, but Jannard's obsession with Tommy just will not die. Okay, well, we see him hire D Mac to spy on Tommy, right? And I say spy on Tommy. These are my words and not his. He says keep an eye on that ninja, right? I say spy on Tommy because D Mac is a terrible actor. He was literally like, I was like, who spies? Who stands right in an open window and spies? It's like, who was this? Anyway, yeah, we got some questions about it, but we're gonna talk about it at the end. So he pays D-Mac $5,000. D-Mac wanted 10 because he thought he was gonna have to kill Tommy, but no, I just want you to watch him. And D-Mac just does not go for it. He doesn't, he has a lot of back talk, a lot of, but why you want me? I was like, I don't know, Jannard, are you in charge? Or, I mean, who's in charge here? Because I don't know any, what do you call them, do boys or crew members that do a lot of back talk. I don't do y'all. I mean, anyway. So we also get to see Jannard and Diamond gathering around this one spot where they're moving their coke now that they've purchased it from Tommy. And they're moving their coke. And it's like a scene from Walking Dead. If you guys remember the earlier episodes of Walking Dead where it was just like empty town basically, but like zombies walking around, like bumping into each other. This is what this scene was like. Jannard and Diamond are standing aback from the scene, and they're like, man, since we got rid of the Serbs, we are really, really doing well. Our business is really booming. And I was just like, it was the worst scene. It was the worst scene, right? And it is the scene that got me to thinking about the COVID piece of this whole situation, right? So Diamond and Jannard are once again talking. Jannard is always in his feelings. It is annoying at this point that he is always talking about his emotions. Back when he was 18, Diamond Jannard, just get out the game and go back to school, dude. Just go back to school and be what you want to be in this life. I don't know. You ain't gonna be able to do it with Liliana though, because Liliana is all about this game. Like, go ahead and be this normal guy if that's what you want to be. Quit talking about what you could have been and go be that. Like, I just don't. Annoying. We also get to see in this episode where Diamond meets a girl, Adrian. It's supposed to be this cute little banter back and forth at his diner where he has his own booth. She's sitting in his booth, and there's an article there on the wall that says that this is his booth. There's some energy there. Like I said, they have this banter that's supposed to be, I guess existential. It's supposed to be deep. It's supposed to denote chemistry and that type of thing. So the next scene we see between the two of them, it's a sex scene, and it wasn't bad. The actor did a good job portraying someone who had just gotten out of jail, right? Like, it was good. I don't understand why we always get areolas and nipples, but we don't get a lot of bulge. We don't get a lot of male bottoms. Why the girls always got to be showing everything? Why the girls always got to be showing everything, but the guys, we don't get to see nothing? We don't get to see nothing? It's odd. It's weird. It's a little sexist, but I digress. Okay, so it was a good moment. We see where she gets a phone call. She has the up and go. She goes out and we see her checking in her phone where she pulls up an article about him being in jail. I thought it was weird that the article referred to him as Diamond, which I know is his drug name, but typically when people write articles, I don't know. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this scene? Who do you guys think she is? You think she's a part of some rival gang? Do you think she's a part of the federales? Do you guys think that, she's a journalist, or is she a cop? Just a straight up cop? Like, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about all this. We did get to see Diamond and Jannard in a suit this episode. Still uniform though, still black and gray. That's their uniform. So next we're going to talk about JP and D-Mac. I don't know why we're doing this JP thing, but okay, it's fine, whatever. JP obviously has no friends and no money. Supposed to be renovating Granny's house, except the scene that they've got always set up is this kitchen scene. And, I don't know where he's doing the work at because the kitchen has not changed at all. We see in this scene, he has called Tommy. Like I said, he don't have any friends to help him pull the stove out from the wall. They pull the stove out from the wall, dust their hands off, and sit down for a minute so they could take a break. Okay. And this is one of the scenes where we get to see D-Mac, he's followed Tommy there. The first time he was looking, spying on Tommy. It was just the worst. He's the worst. I don't understand how Tommy was able to figure out the Serbs' hiding spot, stash, location. He figured all of that out sitting afar off with the clubhouse watching the Serbs. But you got D-Mac, behind walls, the worst. D-Mac is the worst. It's the worst. Actor, spy, just corner boy. He's the worst. So, he is in this scene with JP and Tommy. D-Mac is actually outside the window, like in the window. peering at Tommy and his father. And when he sees that it's his father, he is like, what the duck? Right? Meanwhile, Tommy and JP are talking. JP wants to know, honestly, where is he getting his money from and everything. Because Tommy asked him, hey, how did you get in such a deficit financially? Like, what's going on with you? And he was like, oh, I did this and medical bills and a private investigator. I was like, okay, y'all throwing that in because y'all see the flaw in the fact that they both live in the same city. He says that he's desperate for to see his son. And so you throw in an investigator that's supposed to appease us, this word, private investigator that's supposed to appease us. But my thing is that who was the private investigator for? Was it to find his son? Because his son right up the street, okay? Or was it to find Kate and Tommy? What you hire a private investigator for? I don't know why Tommy didn't pull that out a little bit more. But like I said, these JP scenes are nonsensical. They're irrelevant and they're unnecessary, period. So then he in turn asks Tommy how he gets his money. Little hemming and hawing, but Tommy finally says, I'm a drug dealer. And JP's like, hey, I used to sell weed back in the day, put me on. And Tommy's like, we are not talking about putting 5 on it. We're talking about like for real weight. Like I move weight, like weight, right? Like I'm wanted by the feds, basically. He didn't say that, but like I'm big time. Like I'm not no corner boy, right? And JP was like, listen, I need money. I need bread. Now you went from giving the money back because you didn't want to be a part of something real bad to put me on to what you got going on. It's just over and over again. JP is seeming kind of snitchish. I already said I thought he was a scammer. I think he might be a combination of scammer, snitch, and I mean, I don't trust JP. I don't trust JP at all. Like and I'm not saying JP is up to something. I'm saying JP is being written like he's up to something. That's all I'm saying. We also see where after this scene, D-Mac goes back to Jannard and gives him the $5,000 back and tells him he doesn't want any parts of it. Of course, Jannard wants to know why he's so spooked in this moment about just spying on this white boy, and D-Mac is like, I just don't want no parts of it. Leave me out of this whole thing with the white boy. I'm out. Okay. Got it. So that's JP and D-Mac. Now let's talk about the Flynn's, and then we're going to do Tommy, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Okay, like I said, Walter blames Vic for what happened to Simon. He doesn't know exactly what went down initially when the episode opens because they're at the homegoing service for Simon. But like I said, he blames Vic and essentially blames Tommy because he knows that Vic would not have gotten into anything that would have gotten Simon killed unless he was collaborating with somebody, unless the CBIs were a part of it. Maybe they did it, or Vic was out here being led by somebody who would lead Vic Tommy, right? So, you know, he blames Simon's death on Vic and via Tommy, right? So we see where Claudia, she kind of started out with this super big bark, and it turns out she needs Tommy for bite. They have completely written her at this point in this. She's another inconsistent character, in my opinion. Like, she came out the gate really, really strong, but now she is, in this episode, we see her, to me, even though she did have a couple of bodies in this episode, I don't know. She was just coming across a little sapsucker to me. A little sapsucker, a little mealy mouth, you know what I mean? A little jelly bag. You know, she's really, really pushing for her dad and her brother to make amends. It doesn't benefit you at all. It doesn't benefit you at all. What benefits you is getting rid of your father and aligning yourself with your brother, right? You and your brother being the new Flynns. But what do I know? We see where Vic is once again clueless after he, got together and voted Tommy out. We see where, and Simon's dead. His mind is made up about Gloria. He's all in on Gloria. He is telling his father that he want to be with Gloria. He want Gloria to come to Sunday dinner. You know what I'm saying? He want to get Gloria grandmama's ring. Yeah, he wants to get Gloria grandma's ring. He's all in with Gloria. This is what he wants to do. Walter's not having any of it. Walter don't want to talk about nothing but how you got Simon killed. Okay, he see Vic is sad and he rubs it in Vic's face, right? And then when Vic comes to him and talks to him about the Gloria situation, he basically laughs him off like, nonsense. No one's coming to dinner. I wouldn't bring her to dinner. If you bring her to dinner, you best eat her food, because I don't think she should. If she eat it, she's going kaput. Oh, it's funny. We also see where they are being leaned in on by the feds. While Claudia is somewhere chopping it up with Tommy, the feds are there and they have basically raided, I guess, the dialysis clinic. I don't know how one raids a dialysis clinic. I mean, I guess you're trying to see if the machines work and they need some paperwork out of the system, but Walter can't get into the system because he don't know passcodes and passwords and things of this nature. And he's looking for Claudia and he can't get Claudia. He can't blink and she appear. He have to wait for her to get there. She says she running errands. She's able to go in and pull up all the files. They're all collated and segregated and dilated and remunerated. And here you are, officer. And they were like, okay, looks good. Ah, darn. Foiled again. I was like, we really don't need feds until season 2, in my opinion. We didn't need feds in season 1. What purpose do the feds serve in season 1? They've just been this auxiliary. So obviously he blames Claudia, just like he blames Vic. He is Walter in this episode is a surly, crotchety, curmudgeon. You know what I'm saying? Starving but won't eat, thirsty but won't drink. He's sick, dying, this close to seeing the Lord, but won't take his meds, won't go to the doctor. He passing out and knocking himself out in the head. Everybody, including your boy Paulie, sees that Vic needs some medical attention, but Vic ain't doing it. Don't ask me to take care of myself. Don't ask me to see about me. Through sheer Irish will and grit, I will away any type of illness that come nigh my dwelling. Don't bring up my well-being again. I'm sick of you all giving a crap about me. I am sick of all this love and support. I'm getting about my illness. I'm over it. Next person that mentions my well-being, shot on the spot. Everybody notices. Claudia notices now. Paulie notices now. Gloria noticed in the last episode. Everybody notices. Everybody notices Walter, but you best not bring it up. He feels like, oh, Claudia is nowhere to be found. She's disappearing a lot lately. He wants Vic to go and spy on his sister. Go follow Claudia and see where she going. Vic said, I don't have no time to do that. I got to get grandmama's ring and get it to Gloria. I got to get the food for Sunday dinner. I just need the location of Sunday dinner so I can invite my black girlfriend. He is over his dad and he's committed to this Gloria idea. And so every chance he gets, he is disrespecting Walter. He is giving, he's just not going to be Walter's whipping boy anymore. Period. Not that he dislikes his father. He still, is in this situation we see where he tells Gloria that he is going to stand up to his father when it comes to her, and he wants her to come to Sunday dinner, and she's intrigued. It endears her to him that much more. But we also see when they get to kissing and hugging, if somebody drives by and shoots up the spot. Now she comes up, they both go down the ground. She comes up and she has a gun and she is choo. She's shooting at this car, and then he gets up off the ground late. Vic, why y'all write Vic like this? He's like, you're okay. You're all right. Of course she's okay. She's all right. She's got the gun. She's returning fire, sir. Are you okay? Are you all right? Why are you down there hugging concrete and your girlfriend is shooting the gun? Like, okay, it's fine, whatever. Okay, let's just act like we didn't see all that. Let's just move on, right? Okay, so he, when this happened, he does go back to his father and he is like, Gloria and I got shot at and somebody ran down on us, and Victor is like, it's the CBIs, it's those CBIs, mother duckers, isn't it? And he's like, no, they were white people. Who could the white people be? And Vic was like, I don't know, maybe it was the Serbs. And Walter's like, the Serbs. Why would the Serbs be after you, sir? And he was like, maybe because somebody got into a paintball fight with them and they lost. And Walter is not happy. As a matter of fact, the last scene in this episode was Walter walking in on the Serbs and shooting them up. These are the last 4 Serbs in Chicago, right? And we think that there was like 35, 40 Serbs total in Chicago. Liliana killed 2 off camera. We never did get to see them. Tommy killed 4 of the men, including Paulina, whatever her name was. And that was like 6. So there was like 25 guys at the paintball party. So I'm guesstimating, and here's 4 here, so I'm guesstimating there's about 35, 40 Serbs in all of Chicago. That was all of the Serbs. So the last 4 Serbs alive in Chicago, Walter walks in just cool, smooth into an empty restaurant, just wait staff and 3 Serbians. And he walks in off the rip. They look like they knew him when he walked in. They didn't look like, who the duck are you? Why the duck are you here? They didn't look like that. They looked like, hey buddy, what gives? And he shoots 2 of them immediately, pew, pew, both in the neck. One falls dead and the other one gurgles through the entire scene. Then he has the other one, and the other one's like, what do you do? How dare you, Serbian cocksuckers, and you bloop, 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 pow, shoots the other one in the head. The one that's gurgling still ain't dead. I was like, can you just go ahead and take care of that, because that's annoying. Puts his shades on and walks back out cool, smooth. No security, no nada. It's got to be the panacea, right? It's got to be the panacea. So this is supposed to be our show of force from Walter. Walter walks in. He doesn't have Paulie. He doesn't have crew with him. He handles this thing by himself. Okay. And again, this is supposed to be our show of force from Walter. It looks like this is all we're going to get, so we might as well be grateful. This makes Walter look like a formidable foe. I don't understand why, since he called through the entire episode, why he, as he was walking out of there, why he give a little... Let's talk. Okay. Oh my gosh. It is hilarious. We also get to see where the feds pull up on Paulie in this episode, and basically ask him if he wants to turn on the Flynns. He gives them a resounding "F-U, I'm not doing it," rolls his window up and drives off. And they just standing there like, obviously his son is going to play a part in this. I don't know if his son's going to get locked up. In an effort to get him out, he's going to try to snitch on the Flynns. He doesn't really seem like he cares. As a matter of fact, if his son gets locked up, that's probably the best place for him, because he's on them drugs real bad. I don't know. It's some kind of way they're going to be able to use his son, because the son keeps coming up. Even Walter brings the son up in this episode. So I don't know if the son's going to kind of get himself in a bad way with the Flynns, and in order to effort to save his son, Paulie has to turn on the Flynns. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so let's do Tommy, Liliana, and Claudia last, and that is going to wrap up this review. Like I said, the connection, the knitting together of Tommy and Claudia through burying not one but 2 bodies is a whole thing, right? And I think it bears acknowledging. We see where, like I said, the club voted Tommy out. And he's just like, y'all do whatever y'all want to do, because he knows he got Dahlia in his pocket. He really just wanted to get rid of the cocaine here at the end, because he wants to get in bed with this Dahlia. He feels like this Dahlia is going to be the real money maker, right? It's going to be his claim to fame. This Dahlia is what's going to make him the new Ghost, right? We get to see Liliana a lot in this episode, and it's funny that Tommy is trying to be the Ghost and Liliana is trying to be the Tommy. The only difference is Liliana doesn't, they've kind of painted her as this kind of kamikaze, but she's not really kamikaze. Like I said, she's taken a lot of hits and a lot of blows. But we haven't really seen her have any real bodies out here. We've heard innuendos that she could, but we haven't seen her do nothing. We haven't seen her make a move yet. I think Liliana's place is really in that lab with the chemist, in my opinion. But I'm not writing for this show, so what do I know? She's already a street chemist. She does all the cutting for several gangs. in order for them to get out up under the thumb or being beholden to this chemist, especially now that Maya's gone, they need to get the formula. Liliana's the person that can help them get the formula and be their chemist going forward. But I don't write for the show, okay? Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Put it down below. So, yeah, he's all in with this Dahlia situation. Tommy is. And so is Liliana. After everybody gets their share and pay Tommy takes the money, gives her her cut. She says, what you gonna do with your cut? He's like, I'm going to Disneyland. And she was like, I'm going to Disneyland too. I'm going to Dahlia Land. She was like, I'll go to Dahlia Land too. It's no problem. Now, she should have been all in for the Dahlia thing because she sampled the Dahlia thing, remember? But there's not a lot of conversation in terms of how this high works. Like, anyway, so they both are going to reinvest their money back in Dahlia, except he gives her some cash just to play with for herself. So like I said, Tommy is really coming across as the new Ghost, right? Like as the he's the kingpin here, right? And he's kind-hearted kingpin. Okay, so we see where Tommy onboards Claudia. She wants to know how they're gonna, get the drugs out. I thought she was, building a crew, doing distribution, all of this, but it turns out she doesn't really know much about it. And so he has this clever idea that they're going to do the lockers down at the convention center for pickups and drop-offs, and no one will be the wiser. And she's just not sure how it works. So they run the scenario. They have Liliana go in and run point. She does all the filming, and it's supposed to be like this little caper scene, kind of where you kind of see how the drug games is going to play out, and you learn a little bit more about Tommy. You see Tommy more in the teacher seat, right? He's schooling Claudia on how you get your distros, how you work with your product, how you get your product out there in a safe manner, how you build an infrastructure, a drug infrastructure that's not only safe for them as the dealer, as the connect, but also build your distribution line up. It's perfectly fine. It's lovely. It's great. We get to see some really great scenes between Claudia and Tommy. We get to see a lot of great scenes from Tommy where he is giving us some really, really good, well-developed scenes from an actor's perspective. Like, he's full on here, right? And they keep kind of referencing Ghost. There's one incident where he goes into the convention center because she believes she can do it because of female people are not watching, and Liliana can do it, but Tommy probably can't do it, right? I don't know why. His skin is just as white as yours. I could see if you was sending Jannard in there or sending Diamond in there because they black, and people question black people's movements all the time. But for you to be suspect of Tommy going in there, he's whiter than you are, ma'am. Anyway, I digress. He goes in and he's got this suit on, which was a nice suit. I just didn't like it on Tommy. In my opinion, it needed to be on somebody that was built up a little bit better, on somebody who was cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut. Like, I would have loved to see them put Diamond in that suit because Diamond got that body, right? Like, he swole up in here, right? But still, it was a cute little scene. And it was a good moment for Tommy. These are the scenes that make this Tommy show for real. Like, I like these scenes. So they get that all set up. Then Liliana goes and drops off samples to the Latin gang, drug gang, and the Hasidic drug gang, right? And I think Hasidics are essentially Orthodox Jews, they practice Orthodox Judaism. I don't know, child. But you get what I'm saying. And so to the Jewish gang, drug gang, right? And it's a hit. It's a hit. They set up where they both can go into the convention center in the lockers, get their product out with the key. They're provided with the key. The product is there. They get their product, they leave. So they got their samples. We see the Latin gang try it. They love it. They want in. We don't get to see the Hasidic drug gang try it at all. The Jewish drug gang try it at all. But they want in as well. So it's going to work. This is a brilliant plan. It's great. Except Reggie is calling Claudia nonstop. Reggie. She will not answer. Tommy will not let her answer. He's brought Liliana in, unbeknownst to Claudia, but Claudia can't bring anybody else in, right? Tommy is in charge now. Tommy basically is running her ish, right? He is showing her how to run the game. She turned him on to the product. He is basically taking over the product. He is the kingpin of Claudia's idea. He's taking her idea and run with it. It's crazy because it would have been brilliant if they had to turn Claudia into a queen pin, right? Build up a gang full of girls, hardcore girls, Liliana, the chemist, Mai Tai, Claudia, right? Bring Gloria in on this thing and y'all run down on these dudes. Right? Go hard with these dudes. Like, that would have been killer. Killer. You still would have had the laughs and the fodder because it would have been Tommy basically fighting against girls. Like, come on. Is this not a good idea? Y'all tell me, put it down below. But I digress. Anyway, you can't talk to Reggie. You can't bring Reggie in on this thing. We don't want Reggie to be a part of this. Reggie is a user. Right? Is he a distro? Does he buy weight? No, but he has lots of connections. Nah. We not messing with him. We only dealing with people who gonna buy weight. Now, she does not mention that she done took money from Reggie. She don't bring it up. And Reggie is steady calling her. She never once, she keeps trying to want to pick up the phone, give excuses why she should pick up the phone and talk to Reggie. But she never once mentions to Tommy, well, I got to give him something because I've taken his money. Either I have to give his money back or I have to give him some product. And then I just won't deal with him anymore. No, she just is going to egg him out, right? She goes to him. So it's a crazy thing, but when they go and meet with the chemist, Liliana, Claudia, and Tommy, they roll up on the chemist with a gun. Why? Why are you rolling up on the chemist with a gun? I don't get it. This lady just grocery shopping in the sharpest heels and boots. That outfit she had on was so gorgeous. Not boots, coat. Heels and a coat. That coat was gorgeous, right? So she takes them to her lab, which is really Mai Tai's lab. Mai Tai done bought a whole chemistry lab. She got everything you need in there to create this product. And she done bought it free and clear. Ain't nobody coming for it. Ain't nobody gonna look for it. They gonna want them taxes on that building though. But I digress. And the chemist is like, I'm not a drug dealer. I am not a drug dealer. Well, you best teach this girl here the game. Teach Liliana the game. Or maybe she shouldn't. Because once she teach Liliana the game, they could get rid of her. But I'm just saying. Anyway. So after Claudia leaves there, she is being followed by Reggie. Reggie, I don't know how he knew where she was, but he does. He runs down on her. And He gets out of the car. He's like, "Hey, puta, yeah, yo quiero Taco Bell." Like, da 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 da. He's got, the mariachi band jacket on. He's got that shirt on with the appliques right here. Like, they've got him set up. Like, it's no mistaking that he is Mexican, right? And he yokes up Claudia. And Claudia stabs him in the eye with her ring or keys or something. He's like, "Oh, you blinded me. And then he turns around and she takes a gun, his gun, I don't know, and shoots him in the other eye. So he's blinded in one eye and can't see out the other, basically. Excuse me, you guys. So, dead, both eyes bleeding. This is the second body that her and Tommy buried. Okay. And that's the episode. That is the whole episode. I don't know. What did you guys think about this episode? Let me just give you my questions real quick. Not scabs, just questions, okay? We just talking here. We just talking. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And then also put down below, do you have any questions? Do you have answers to my questions? Or do you also have your own questions about this episode? I'd like to know. All right? So, was it me, or was there just like a couple of little microaggressions in this episode? I'm just asking. We see the Latinos try the drugs on camera, but we don't see the Hasidics try the drugs on camera. Right? That whole outfit, that whole getup that Reggie had on, yeah, I guess it is traditional garb and should be respected, right? But just that whole punta, like, was it me or was it over? Okay, that's fine. Why did D-Mac feel so comfortable back talking, pushing back, and ultimately turning Jannard down about spying on, it's almost like he has no respect for D-Mac, but we're supposed, why? Why is there only 35 or 40 Serbs in Chicago? Where was the war? They were supposed to go to war against the Serbs. The war started and ended in one episode. Is it just me? Am I the problem? Am I the drama? Am I the villain? I don't know. I'm just asking. Why did Gloria shoot back but not Vic? Okay. Claudia is an excellent shot. She put that bullet right in Reggie's eye, but Jannard isn't a good shot at all. He's been in the game 17 years and he can't shoot worth ish. If his gun ain't jamming, he shooting the girl he loved. He shot Liliana but didn't shoot not one Serb in that drive-by. Okay. Liliana is supposed to be the Tommy to Tommy's ghost, right? Like, Tommy's the new ghost and Liliana's was the Tommy. But she ain't got no bodies. We ain't seen her do no bodying. None whatsoever. Tommy was the muscle for Ghost, right? Where's Tommy's muscle? Tommy's his own muscle. Is that what you... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so those are my questions, you guys. If you have questions, put them down below, and let's chop it up. Let's banter about it down below. What did you guys think of this episode? Wasn't a bad episode. Wasn't a great episode. It just is, like I said, I'm waiting on season 2. Hopefully we can get some new writing. It just feels like the episodes are being wrote the day before they're being shot. It's like people are like, oh, we're going to film every Wednesday, and then the episode is written Tuesday night. And you could just tell because they kind of go back in and trying to kind of fill in and explain things that they didn't explain. It was poorly done in the previous episodes. Like, I just wanted to be a little bit more cohesive. And I feel like if once we get to a place where we don't have so many questions, the show is just going to be that much better. But I think so far it's better than anything Tate is going to give us. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that leg of the franchise coming out. I'd love to hear what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, 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 I holla.